Hi guys, this is Misty from the Book Raft, and today for Short Story Saturday I want to talk to you about Silver Birch, Blood Moon, which is an anthology of short stories edited by Ellen Datlow and Terry Windling. I'm going to talk to you about some of my favorite stories in it, and I have to say this came out in 1999, so I was 15 when I got this. Maybe 16, I might not have got it right away. But until that point I was pretty much a classics girl. And I loved fairy tales, but I had never really read retold fairy tales. And so I owe a huge debt of gratitude to this book because it introduced me to a lot of authors that are so well known, but I didn't know them. This was my first Patricia Briggs. This was my first Robin McKinley. This was my first Neil Gaiman. So I have to thank this book for that. And it has some really excellent stories. Today I want to talk to you about a few of my favorites. One is called Clad in Gossamer. It's by Nancy Kress, and it's a retelling of the Emperor's New Clothes story, which, I mean, every kid loves because there's nudity. This is such a fun take on that, and there's a really great twist, and there's some bitterness and some self-doubt in it, and I really, really like that one, so I think if you read this, definitely check that out. It's fun and it's really interesting, and I haven't read a take like that, and I love how it comes full circle and leaves someone who thinks that they're pulling one over on everyone ends up doubting and questioning in the end. So, and you do too as the reader, and I liked that. Another of my favorites is Marsh Magic by Robin McKinley. This was the first thing that I'd ever read by McKinley. I hadn't heard of her, and I think this one really showed me great world building. I don't know that I had really read any stories that had a lot of world building to that point, and this one felt really complete to me, and I really enjoyed it. There's a great distinction between the two worlds that are created. One is the marsh and the people there, and then there's tension between the marsh people and the sort of city folk. And so I really, really enjoyed that one, and it has a good ending. My favorite, though, without a doubt, is The Price by Patricia Briggs. I have reread this short story probably more than any short story ever. I just, every now and then, get this overwhelming urge to go back to it. I love it so, so very much. It's a retelling of Rumpelstiltskin. It does it better than any retelling of Rumpelstiltskin I've ever read, because I've always questioned, why does he want the baby? What the hell is with that? And why is he so creepy? And this completely changes that. It gives you reasons why people believe him to be creepy, but is he really? And it gives you reasons of why he asks for the baby. The sense of place in it is beautiful. I always had a complete idea of the world, and there were great character traits and the things that they do, and there's, work, and I think that you can't underestimate including the everyday in stories, because that's what makes it real. So having people eat, having people work, do things like that, it reinforces the reality of the story, and that's hard to do in a short story because you have such a limited amount of time. Patricia Briggs incorporates so much to really make it fully realized, and I love that. So those were my three favorite stories from Silver Birch, Blood Moon. Definitely check out The Price. It is excellent. It's by Patricia Briggs in Silver Birch, Blood Moon. You can also check out my reading of one of my other favorite stories from it, Ivory Bones by Susan Wade. Disturbing little story. I'll link to it. But that was Silver Birch, Blood Moon, my favorite stories. I know I'm rambling. I'm gonna cut out a lot of this. Okay.